There is an unexplained phenomenon that you're probably experienced without knowing what it's called, and it's gathering more and more attention lately. The Mandela Effect is what the internet is calling those curious instances in which many of us are certain we remember something a particular way, but it turns out we're incorrect. The name of this theory comes from many people feeling certain they could remember Nelson Mandela dying while he was still in prison back in the 80s. Contrary to what many thought, Mandela's actual death was on December 5, 2013, despite some people claiming to remember seeing clips of his funeral on TV. These false memories have some people thinking their memory sucks, but some wonder if they've gone to a parallel universe, or if time travelers have gone to the past and slightly affected our present, or if they simply losing their freaking minds. Whatever it is, what's most interesting about the Mandela Effect is that so many individuals share the same false memories. It is speculated that more and more effects continue to emerge as time passes. Here are some Mandela effects people have reported. This is but some, and not the whole list by any means. You be the judge. Many people could probably recall the Looney Tunes logo perfectly in their heads. It probably looked like this to them. To those who are experiencing the Mandela Effect, this looks perfectly correct, and it always has. But you would be mistaken. It's actually spelled Looney Tunes, Tunes, and it always has been. It's never changed. There's zero evidence to suggest it has been spelled any other way. Same story with the Ford logo. Look carefully. Did the F always have this little tail on the end? Yes, it's always had that pig's tail. Since 1912, when Ford was first established, the F has had that pig's tail. But something about it may look, well, out of place. One of the most prominent examples is that of the Bernstein Bears, a children's book series created in the 60s. Believers familiar with the book claim it was spelt Bernstein Bears, despite the fact that the creator's son himself said it was always the former. People went as far as to scour through the internet for proof, finding alternative spelling in old newspaper clippings, most likely just typos, and post them as evidence of colliding realities at play. No misprint version of this book has ever been created, let alone distributed, but people still insist they can visualize the logo with the E. There are plenty more examples that have people scratching their heads. Let's take a look. Kit Kat doesn't have a dash in its logo, never has, and never will. Febreze has taken the E out, at least on this timeline. That just seems weird since breeze is spelt with two E's. What about Fruit Loops? Do you remember it being spelt grammatically correct, F-R-U-I-T? Or has it always been spelt with two O's? If with the two O's, that would be correct, at least in this dimension. That's what makes this phenomena quite bizarre. So many people having the same residual memories of something being slightly different than the way it really is. There is a famous brand of hot dogs and lunch meats called Oscar Mayer, but people have grown frustrated because they remember it as Oscar Mayer with an E. A lot of people recall the jingle from the commercials and insist the lyrics were different. There are plenty of people who insist they remember the popular fast food chicken restaurant being known as Chick-fil-A, with just a C on the end, and there are even some who think it was Chick-fil-A with just a K on the end. However, neither of these are correct because the company has allegedly, supposedly, reputably always been Chick-fil-A. spelt like this. It's called Jif, even though people remember the popular brand of peanut butter being called Jiffy, and having a campaign that told mothers they could fix their kids a snack in a jiffy. There are many who rebuke this claim, stating people are just misremembering it or that they are confusing it with Skippy peanut butter. One more popular rebuke is that people are cross-referencing this in their minds with Jiffy Lube. The last reproach is quite odd, confusing a motor oil service center with a popular brand of peanut butter spread. Because really, how many of us ingest motor oil for lunch? Have those with the Mandela Effect just misremembered the same things? Has the timeline been altered by a group of rogue time travelers? Or have mad scientists at CERN with their particle-smashing collider intentionally open up wormholes to other dimensions? The various theories about what is causing the Mandela effects are as plenty as there are reported memory anomalies. You be the judge. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel and stay tuned to upcoming videos as we dig deeper into the Mandela Effect.